All right, everyone, I hope you've had a wonderful week. I know it's been a while since I've gotten one of the vlogs up, or basically I'm off a few days here. There's a lot been going on here in Israel. We've been in lockdown, and then the lockdown has been released. And basically for weeks now, we have not been able to go on tour with the tour group, the tour guiding course. So literally this is the last vlog for a while, but now that we're able to go out again, I will do my best to try to capture some locations on the fly up until we get to being allowed to go and tour again. I'll try to get you some things around here that is not necessarily on the curriculum, and that way we can also add some extra content that's not part of the tour guiding course. So where are we going today? Today is going to be a full day. It's going to be jam-packed with many locations. Actually, we were able to cram in, hard for me to believe how much we're actually able to cram in one day, but because it's geographically around more or less the same area, we were able to hit a lot of locations all in the same day. So today we're going to start at Tel Gezer, then we're going to end up at the Latrun tank museum, if you will. It's the largest tank museum in the world, but it's also run by the military armed corps, so it's kind of like their base as well. So it's technically a military base slash museum slash, you're gonna see, it's pretty cool. The next location is going to be Emmaus. As you know, the story in the Gospels where Jesus meets two of the disciples who are leaving Jerusalem. They're on their way to Emmaus, and they encounter Jesus on the road, and they don't know it's him. It's the resurrected Messiah. They don't know him. They don't recognize him for whatever reasons. It's not really clear until they sit down and they stop on the way and break bread. So this is the location that we're going to be going to. In my opinion, it is not the place that's recorded in the Gospels, simply because of the geography. You need to think about this. They were leaving Jerusalem. It's a day's journey. It was already nighttime. That's why they pulled in, actually, and stopped in Emmaus. But if the place that we went to today is that place, it's 30 kilometers away from Jerusalem. That's a very long journey to make in one night's journey, because if you recall in the story, the disciples head back to Jerusalem that very night after they had this encounter. Where do I think the biblical Emmaus is? I think the biblical Emmaus is in where today's Motza is, or Motza Elit. You might have heard, or Mevasseret Zion. It's in that geographical area is most likely where Emmaus was. It makes sense that you could make a night's journey back to Jerusalem from that location, which is approximately 5 kilometers outside of the city of Jerusalem, and that makes more sense. There's actually 3 more locations other than that. So again, depending on what you want to go by, but the one that we'll be visiting today, it's quite a ways away. Like I said, it's 30 kilometers away. That's not a place that I personally believe could be the location. The next place is, according to the Greek Orthodox Church, the place where Stephen the martyr used to live. They mixed together a ton of traditions actually in this one location. What's interesting to me about this location, again, set aside some views that I personally don't necessarily think match up with the archaeology, the history, and so on. It is an interesting location for the archaeology of the place, because you had a mikveh that was found there, and then a church was built on top of the mikveh. A mikveh is a Jewish ritual bath, or in Christianity where you get baptism from. So there's going to be a lot to see, like I said. So I hope you guys enjoy this vlog. Like I said, it's going to be the last touring vlog with the tour guiding group for a while, until we get permission from the government to be able to go out and tour the different locations again as part of our course. And like I said, I'll do my best to keep you guys updated, to keep you plugged in with some more content that I'll be able to go and check out. If you guys have any places that you specifically want to see yourself, write in the comments below. Let me know, what do you want to see? Where would you like me to go and show you on location the place that of your interest? And I'll go in and make note of it and could check out that place.
All right, good morning. Here we are at our first location here at Tel Gezer. This is a biblical site that's cited in the Bible during the time of Joshua, the conquering of the land, etc. It's a very, very amazing site. As far as historical archaeology that's been found here, you have archaeology that dates back to the 10th century BCE. So we're talking about King David's time, King Solomon's time, some very amazing ancient history here, pottery, you name it. One of the most coolest sites and ancient sites here in the land of Israel, right here in the Ayalon Valley, right here, just surrounding us here, the Ayalon Valley, and all the history that's surrounding this place is just amazing, and you're going to check that out.
צרפתי שפעל כאן בארץ בשם שרל לרמון גנו.
So just behind me here is an amazing find here again at Gezer. Some believe that this is possibly a gal ed, a covenant that's made between two parties. So this being a testimony, something that stands in perpetual remembrance of that covenant that was cut, that agreement that was cut by the two parties. So just another amazing piece of archaeology that's found here. They don't know for sure what it is, but that's just one suggestion, and I think it's a very interesting suggestion, and it's just also just very cool to see. I mean, amazing ancient history right here along this archaeological site. Here we are in Latrun. This is an amazing place where you get a lot of history. In fact, so what's Latrun? Latrun, there's a lot of history. I won't get into all the history, but as far as the museum holds the largest collection of tanks and different variation of tanks in the world. So if you're into tanks, this is the place to come and visit when you come and visit Israel. Of course, if you come with me and I guide you, I'll definitely know the way here and we'll know how to guide you around here. It's a great place and an awesome place for kids, place for families to come as well. It's a great place to visit and to get a piece of history if you're into tanks, military, etc. All right, here we are at Emmaus, the road to Emmaus, as you know. Sorry for the mask, but gotta be a little bit more safe in here with the whole COVID deal. So here we are at Emmaus, and we're gonna check out this site. It's a pretty cool archaeological site, besides the fact that it's mentioned in the New Testament. All right, we're at the Bet Jimal Monastery here on the outskirts of Bet Shemesh. Very interesting place that has a ton of Christian history, but also some connecting to some Jewish figures like Rabban Gamliel. Then you have also, this is the place where they believe that Stephen, the martyr, was buried. And yeah, so you have Stephen, you have, they believe that Rabban Gamliel, or Gamliel, who was also Paul's rabbi, the apostle, that he lived here, and that this is therefore what connected Stephen and those guys to this place and to the burial afterwards, and also Nicodemus. So you have, again, just so many names swirling around in this one place that they believe were both the places where they met, where they gathered, studied together, obviously with Rabbi Gamliel, then also were buried in this location, but then also later on their remains were taken up to Jerusalem, to Mount Zion, or the Mount Zion, the traditional Christian Mount Zion, known as that's outside of the city walls there, where you have the Mount Zion Church and the upper room and so on. So anyhow, a lot of interesting history here, beautiful monastery here, beautiful architecture here behind me. It's quite an interesting location here in the heart of the country.
All right, that's a wrap. If you guys enjoyed this series of the Dust and Stones and checking out all the different locations that we'll be guiding in during our tour guiding course, and checking all these locations via the tour guide course throughout the year, then make sure to subscribe, like, share, let people know, hey, while you're not able to visit Israel because of quarantine, because of COVID regulations or what have you, you can see Israel on this vlog. That's why I made this vlog, to be able to connect you to Israel while we have the situation that we're in right now. And when things change, you'll be able to hopefully come to Israel, and you can connect with me and we can go visit these places together. So until then, shalom from Jerusalem.